View of stories making the headlines in the papers. And with me in the studio, two gentlemen, social commentator Smart Akwejoye. I also have public affairs and analyst Sheson Okwade. You're welcome both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll dive straight into the papers. We begin with the Daily Times, which leads with Tinubu to Buhari. It's time to work harder for Nigerians, with the riders saying urges president to work out a model that's homegrown, peculiar to meeting economic needs of Nigerians, and his quoted as saying hiking VAT will reduce purchasing power of Nigerian consumers and increase hardship. The next paper at this time is the Daily Trust, which reads PDP's Finchiri emerges Adamawa governor-elect, beats Governor Jibril Abindo with 40,166 votes. That's the margin now between the two men. Daily Sun is next, still on the Tinubu colloquium lecture yesterday, and his message to the FG, as quoted by Daily Sun, is don't hike VAT. It will increase hardship, he says. Over now to the Punch, which is also leading with the lecture of yesterday delivered in honor of Asiwaju Tinubu. It's leading as mixed reactions as Tinubu urges FG to revisit power sector privatization. APC chief warns government against raising VAT. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment, but then let's go to Vanguard to check out how it leads still on Tinubu to Buhari, give Nigerians better life in your next term. He wants privatization revisited, warns against tax increment, unjustified electricity charges, integrity deficient leadership caused Nigeria's woes. That's according to Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Business Day is leading differently. It's talking about something going on in Ajegunle, saying gentrification frenzy tells of what to come. It calls it a gradual silent revolution. And Blueprint, the final paper at this time, still on the Tinubu to Buhari message, focus on power to drive economy, infrastructure, says Nigerians shouldn't pay for electricity not used, and another warning on VAT increase. Okay, so gentlemen, let's talk about this now. I like the part of Asiwaju saying Nigerians do not have to pay for power that they didn't consume. I mean, how can you relate with that? The government is still on a persistent drive to ensure everyone get prepaid meters, thereby regulating the power you consume.
Yeah, on the aspect of what Tinubu said is to put the discourse on their toes. The NEC actually has given a directive that most of those things that the discourse are doing are actually becoming illegal. And we've seen the National Assembly taking it up that they're going to criminalize this estimated billing. Is to tell you that if you don't work, you don't need to earn anything. How can people be paying for darkness? How can people be paying for non-availability of supply? So if you cannot supply the prepaid meter as the yearning of the people, or any meter to take the reading of what they are using, then it's better you don't get paid for anything. So you need to invest to get a return. And what is your investment? It's bringing basic infrastructure that people, you know, we need transparency in that sector. If I know I'm consuming 80,000 and I can see it that I'm doing that, then why won't I pay? But situation where I don't even have understanding of what is going on, all I just get at the end of the month is I have to pay 80,000. Definitely, even if I have consumed more than that, I will definitely go against it. So this that he's saying is in the right direction, but we need to put the disco on their toes. They need to do what is needful. If the House of Rep and the Senate, the NAS are able to put that and criminalize this act, then definitely the masses will definitely enjoy the benefit of democracy.
Right. So Smart. Estimated billing, outrageous billing, the list goes on and on. The challenges in the power sector that, of course, tells heavily on the common man.
First, Asiwaju adding his voice to the criminalizing estimated billing. It's good, but taking it further than this, what we should do is that is it the NEC or whatever, this National Electricity, whatever, they made a statement that prepaid meter should be free. In the first place, it's not supposed to be free. It is not supposed to be free. Let us pay for prepaid meter. If you had asked me that, oh, I can go to anywhere and buy my prepaid meter, and that the moment I can buy it, they will come and install it, I would have gone to buy one. But saying it is free, you are overtaxing the discos. Because so many things were not even in place, the discos too, they're not performing very well. You see, you cannot put all the blame absolutely on the doorstep of the discos. The federal government will share from it. You see, there is no synergy between disco and the transmission company. Because if I have a good transformer in my area, if we have a good transformer in our area, if we have good cable, not the cable that was installed before Awolowo was born, and you're now bringing a new cable that was just produced, joining it to provide light, that is why we are having distortion in our transmission line. If we do a proper cabling, you have a good transformer, I tell you, electricity will work in this country. That's in that place.
Let me run that idea along with Sheson, where for Mr. Smart is talking about it shouldn't be free. That's an argument that continues to divide the polity, so to speak, especially with this issue of the availability, quote and unquote, of prepaid meters. I'll support
what Smart just said. I don't see a reason why what we're going to use to measure your consumption is going to be, it's not done in any part of this world.
But there's no uniform price, so to speak. We've had cases of people going to some particular PHCN offices now, and they're, that's...
You see, there's a standard price. There should be a standard price, which NEC supposed to just put in place. And you see, there are different sources of these meters. Somebody is buying from Europe, somebody is buying. It's just like your phone. You can't compare the price of you can't compare the price of an iPhone compared to a Samsung or to a Techno. So there are various capability of these meters. Somebody is bringing his own from China. So you can, all they need to do, there is NEMSA that is supposed to standardize the quality of meter that they bring into the system. So make sure that the quality of what they are bringing is right. But NEC should leave this atmosphere of saying meter should be free. Let's pay for it so that with this meter asset provider scheme that they are bringing on board, we feel is going to relieve everybody. Because if I need to buy a meter, I go to the market, I buy, they install. So if I don't buy, give me estimated billing. I don't mind. So it's
but then the estimated billing should be in such a way that I agree, you agree.
No, at that point in time, I did not agree to you because you've given me an alternative.
Right.
The alternative is go and get your meter. But if you don't get, then give me the estimated
Gentlemen,
billing.
I want Smart's final take on this now. We've talked about the importation of prepaid meters, but what about those locally made?
You see, as far as I'm concerned, we don't have business importing meter. There is this company, I've forgotten about the company. You see, they run a documentary on telly, and I watched it, and I applauded their efforts. They have been producing meters locally. They employed engineers, even from polytechnics, OND, HND, BSc, electrical electronics graduates, and they are not patronizing them. Let us in the first place, cut this culture of importation.
This NEMSA regulation should also affect locally.
Them. So give it to the local company, tell them to produce that. We need also amount of meter, and you must produce it within this thing. So as they produce, they continue to push it to the markets.
Okay.
I'm sure with the BAP activity, we're going to have that sorted out.
All right, gentlemen, Sheson Okwade and Smart Akpejoye, we thank you both for your analysis on the newspaper review at this time. You're watching TVC Breakfast. We're streaming live, of course, on YouTube, and connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast.